Let's talk about Honduras. Honduras is a country in Central America. Honduras was home to several important Mesoamerican cultures, most notably the Maya, before the Spanish colonization in the 16th century. Honduras became independent in 1821 and since then has been a republic. Let's cut to modern times. As many Honduras are suffering widespread poverty, government corruption, and extremely high rates of violence. For many, this country is a war zone, and back in November 2020, there were back-to-back hurricanes. This resulted in paths of destruction and displaced hundreds of thousands from their homes, and for many, this was the final straw. This caused many to migrate to America for a better life. Let's cut to the now. As of now, Honduran migrants are clashing with Guatemalan soldiers. Why is this happening? This is because Guatemalan authorities estimated that as many as 9,000 Honduran migrants crossed into Guatemala as part of an effort to form a new caravan to reach the US border. A Joe Biden official told the Honduran migrant caravan heading to the United States to stop their journey because they will not be let in. Yeah, okay. As if people associated with President-elect Biden never lie. But anyways, here's the thing about mass human migration. You only have three options of dealing with it. Number 1. Help and start rolling out the humanitarian aid. You're going to need food, meds, and shelter. These are people, not animals. You can't just put up a little fence and hope they go around it. This means dirty hands and dead children. They are running from something, whatever it is, and it won't be worse than a fence or a few guys with plastic shields. Number 2. Hide. Just stay the hell out of the way and hope you aren't their destination. Any country's greatest asset is its people, especially these small, resource-lacking ones. So losing a town's worth of people every year is going to keep these countries permanently in the barely functioning category, which means their people will keep trying to get into the better off countries, which means those countries will see their lowest paying jobs filled in large part by illegal immigrants, which means these people will be exploited and that the salaries in these jobs are going to stagnate, which means the people of these destination countries will see their lowest earning people falling further behind their middle class, which will lead to increasing social unrest. Must I continue? It is unimaginable to think of living a life so bad that you would have to leave your home because of it just to run into some people who think you left your home country just to mess up their country. Our new president-elect is probably building some new cages for these potential immigrants as we speak. After all, mass prison incarceration rates always increase when Democrats take power, just like old times. The bad times sure didn't take long to get here. President Biden has barely been sworn in, and already North Korea, China, and Iran are already asserting that each is now the dominant power. Caravans are back, stock futures are down, and DC looks like an Orwellian dystopia. Not to beat a dead horse, but if you voted Democrat, you voted for this. You voted for Americans being locked in their houses and wearing masks for the foreseeable future, and the death of numerous small businesses. Not that the previous Republican regime was that spectacular. I guess that border wall didn't do jack shit, did it? Back to the migrants. Honestly, it is amazing the caravan was successfully prevented. As you can guess by what I previously said, life in Honduras is misery. People live in open sewers. There are no opportunities or jobs. Only those who know someone can get a job. There's also a lot of violence. The murder rate is sky high, and kidnapping is rampant. The United States must stop funneling money and guns to Honduran gangs. Gangs and criminals have overtaken the country like a pack of wolves, and most do not really have a desire to move to the US. They're doing well there and have their cliques, so the idea of moving doesn't really appeal to them. So, what does the future hold for this migrant population? Most likely, they will be forcefully stopped at the US border. The media will continue to publish images of desperate families standing so close to the border, guarded by hard-faced military and police personnel for 1 to 2 weeks. The refugees will most likely set up camp, protesting and pleading daily to be let in for 3 to 4 weeks, by which the media and their consumers will most likely have lost interest. Desperation and uncertainty will result in a rise of crime and medical issues within the camps at the border. Some will try to run or climb past the border fortification, resulting in aggressive reactions by the US authorities, shortly bringing back the attention to the media as pictures of bruised or bleeding refugees being dragged back to the Mexican side emerge. Some philanthropic celebrities will go there, distribute clean water, blankets, and food, pleading for people not to forget about the refugees. Weeks go by, some refugees start leaving the camp as they have accepted their fate that they will never be let in. Others will stay there, partly still hoping to be let in, partly due to a lack of alternatives. At one point, the Mexican authorities will step in, announce the plan of closing the camps, and forcefully disband and demolish the camp 1 to 2 weeks later. The media publishes some photos again. 10 years later, some will remember and say, wow, that actually happened, huh? I hope I'm wrong. I wish the refugees hoping for a better future for themselves and their families all the best. The majority of people you see fleeing to the US are hardworking victims.